Coming up next, we have two of the greatest women to ever play the sport. It's Aisling Reilly versus Katrina Casey
on ESPN.
And here it is live from the Sports Mall in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Players' Championship, the women's finals. My name is Dave Vincent, alongside Hall of Famer John Bike. Aisling Reilly coming in from Belfast, the north of Ireland. And it's from County Cork, near Mellow, Ballydesmond. It's Katrina Casey, who is our current #1 on tour. Aisling Reilly, her biggest rival, the world-ranked #1, is on the show court here as well, and it's another one of these big playoffs between the two best players in the game.
Yeah, and just when it looked like the younger upstart Casey was really getting the upper hand, they contested the Irish National Championship, and that's their most recent match, and Reilly won that one decisively, so we are back to pick'em status.
And we're going to see how it unfolds here in Salt Lake City, the Players' Championship. You're right, it was Katrina Casey just running away from it all. And as the WPH crew got here this weekend, they also brought with them multiple yellow jerseys. The winners of the Pro Tour get the yellow jerseys. Paul Brady was also delivered, our referee, a batch of those yellows as well, because he's pretty much won everything he's ever put his gloves on for. And then Katrina Casey also got all of those yellow jerseys, and she'll be showing those a little bit later on. But yet, that's great to get all of that new hardware, but you're playing Aisling Reilly, who is the world's best.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
And there's the first really good shot here to start it off in the women's finals. Aisling takes that ball off the back wall, gets the first point. Referee is Paul Brady. Another quick point.
It's a point. 2+0.
This is the third match that Paul Brady has reffed this weekend.
Second serve.
And those back home in Ireland say, well, hold on, he's reffed a match before? Yeah.
All you had to do was ask.
That was a cool shot from Reilly. Didn't know she had that.
Side out.
Did you see that overhand flop? Was that on purpose or a miss hit from Reilly in the left corner?
Maybe she was running it down the wall higher. I'm not sure, actually.
Could have been called a screen. No call from the ref.
Point.
Ooh, tough.
Not even I'll watch for it, or it was close. Just point.
How the ball comes straight down off that roof.
Now this year, the way the draws broke, it's Reilly with the experience in this court. Of course, they both played here last year, but it's almost like an entirely different court without that banner on the left side wall. Casey's first look at this.
This is a long rally here, John. Best 2 out of 3 to 15. Not a one-game match at 25, but best 2 out of 3 to 15. Breaker also to 15 and win by 2. So this will be a set.
2+1.
Oh, yeah. The one thing I wasn't clear on, it's only the third game is win by 2. The first 2 games are not.
Everything's win by 2.
Oh, every game's win by 2.
Yeah.
3+1. Side out.
Aisling yesterday in an off-camera interview said that she just needs to avoid these swing and misses and weird hand errors.
Screen serve, screen serve.
Aisling saying, okay, finally, you're going to call that.
Or serve.
I mean, we all need to cut down on those, but sometimes it becomes a little infectious and you don't know why. Those hand errors, that's a beautiful shot.
Side out.
Yeah, she's striking the ball solidly so far.
3+1.
Should be a big setup for Katrina. She puts it away back into the server's box. She goes.
1 play 3. Side out.
Yeah, as a two-time loser yesterday, I
3
got
plays
to ref
1.
2 women's matches. One was Casey's, and she was really locked in on that right side, cracks and near cracks, the entire match.
Point. Four plays 1. Sharp ball.
That was close. It's going to be appealed by Casey.
Appeal.
Excuse me, Ashley.
Both agree, yeah. Second serve. It's a point. 5 plays 1.
Excellent return. That was quite a serve.
I like how Casey pushes Reilly to the left, but it didn't really matter. Didn't hit the perfect shot. And you know, I've always said that
It's a point.
the only person that could really beat Katrina Casey is somebody that's in good shape. I mean, because she's going to make you run around. And Ashley says yesterday that she's in the best shape of her life.
6 plays 1.
That's where you want to be. Peaking at the right time, so looks like.
Side out.
That was a cool stiletto left corner kill from up top. Fairly high, about waist high or even higher
1
for
plays 6.
Casey. Try to see if she can use that left glass here. Both of these participants said that they feel it this weekend, that glass wall. Nice shot.
Right away.
Knee all the way to the ground. Perfect form there.
This is the women's
6
finals
plays 1.
in Salt Lake City.
Never see
Point.
that.
I want to circle that one on the scoreboard.
This almost merits a timeout. That's just so unusual. You got to snap out of that immediately
7
or
plays 1.
take a little break.
So far, I have a lot of circles on this scoreboard of mine. But yeah, you're right. Back to the roof.
Side out. 1 plays 7.
I don't think Katrina at all has located a serve that's effective here.
Not to
And
this
that's
point.
certainly not
Side
going
out.
to work.
I love Reilly trying a difficult shot,
7 plays 1.
just missing, and to lose the serve and going right back at it. She's feeling it. That was not an easy shot in that 2-wall glass corner.
It's a point. 8 plays 1.
See Katrina just having a lot of
Drop
fits
ball.
over there with that side glass, and
It's out of her comfort zone for sure.
I think this is her first time in the
Second
tournament,
serve.
or second time in the tournament in this glass, and she hasn't adjusted completely yet. I know Ashley's been on here 3 times.
Side
There's a
out.
miss. And that's some frustration right there from Casey. This gallery is really quiet,
1 plays 8.
but there's a lot of people here. And look how quiet the lower level is. We have multiple levels here. That's just a VIP area.
Oh, that hurts. You're in no position to recover now.
Side out. Eight plays one.
From offhand, roughly 35 feet. Casey
Side out.
just kicking herself or missing that front court
One
job
plays
earlier.
8.
Nice shot there.
Thanks, Katrina.
But that ball
It's
skipped.
a side out.
I missed that. That looked good to me.
Had a
First time
weird
out,
sound
actually.
on the ground there. Both of these
1 minute.
women
20
athletes
seconds.
doing a lot of running during that rally. Katrina Casey frustrated with herself here because it looked like she won that and should have won it about 2 shots earlier. And here's that replay at the very end, brought to you by RNA CPAs, super slow motion. And we'll see what happened with Casey as she goes up front here. It's going to be in a couple shots. She really has Reilly on the
10
ropes.
seconds.
And she called 2 bounces.
Okay, that's interesting.
From that angle, didn't really look like 2, but she knows it.
Did you know the feel, whether it was a short hop or
Okay, time in.
just felt yourself get under it? But another rally where Casey dominated, pretty much controlling the rally, making Reilly actually do the old back wall, front wall, and Reilly being
8 plays
tenacious
1.
ended up winning it.
Side out.
The only thing missing here really is Katrina Casey hasn't found a serve at all. And you see with
One
the
plays
other
8.
players in this draw, she's
She'll go right
locates
here.
the serve immediately. She hasn't located anything.
Yeah, that's the one yesterday. I don't think she ever hit that high on the right sidewall.
Oh, and she gets a point here with a nice knee bender, letting that ball drop, so she drops her knees as
2
well, and
plays
you'll see
8.
it in slow
2
motion.
plays 8.
Watch this here.
2 plays 8.
Watch her knees bend, goes down for it, hits a smooth kill shot in the right corner.
Very efficient swing.
It's a side out.
It's an efficient swing, it's compact.
Still, though, she
8
has
plays 2.
not won more than 2 consecutive rallies in the entire match so far.
Nice shot there from Aisling
It's a
Reilly.
point.
And it seems to me, just from the last time we've
9
seen
plays
Aisling play,
2.
she's actually modified her game just a little bit to face Katrina. You know, like maybe Fred Lewis would have done with Naughty Sr., or Naughty Sr. did with
Point.
Fred Lewis back in the day when Fred was dominating.
10
Just
plays 2.
try to change something
Short
to
ball.
be able to counter punch what the youngsters being able to
Second
do,
serve.
or the
I-
old guys doing. Or
I haven't put my finger on any specific strategic change. She just looks more comfortable, more poised.
well, to me, it seems like Aisling's leaving Katrina in the back court at all times. And I don't remember seeing that ever before.
Point.
Yeah,
Where she's consciously saying, I'm going to push you to the back court.
Well, 2 things. Yeah, on her runs, she's doing that a few points in a row, but some phenomenal scrambling as well, where she doesn't have the upper hand in the rally, but just
11 plays
tenacious
2.
enough to win it anyway. That's such a tough shot
Point.
on this glass.
And that is a
Katrina,
timeout
first
being
timeout.
called here as Aisling Reilly is up 12-2 here. So we take a look at that replay brought to you by Mesh, Clark, and Rothschild. Pop to the ceiling. This is just going to be almost just a blatant just swing and miss. I mean, it's
Difficult shot. The height where maybe a 6'4" player would have played the ceiling, but Reilly found just the right height that Casey had no choice but to play that difficult angle. And with no glass, it wouldn't be particularly difficult, but on this court.
This is the women's finals of the Players' Championship. A lot of pressure on, you would say, both players, just in off-camera interviews. And certainly they're feeling it here as well with the altitude at 4,300 feet is the sports mall.
30
Both
seconds.
said that they felt it not as bad as they thought it would be, but then when you get that pressure and you tighten up a little bit, it seems like that even makes the oxygen a little bit more difficult to get into the system. We're going to 15 here, John. You have to win by 2, and I don't think that win by 2 is going to come into play in this first game at all. But what is Katrina going to have to do? I mean, she did make some uncharacteristic
Your
hand
time in.
errors.
The score is
But what is she going to have to do
12
here?
plays 2.
You know, this is new to me. I know their record, but most of what when Reilly having the upper hand, I haven't witnessed it because it's mostly been in Ireland. So
So replay.
I'm just a spectator like you at this point.
Score is 12 plays 2. The point.
Be helpful if she found
13
a little
plays
bit of
2.
rhythm before these last 2 points are scored. Boy, that's so smooth. This is what the other matches, I see more tension on those difficult gets in the other matches they've played. But the tension is all
Point.
on Casey today. It's
Terrible.
taking
14
the choppier
plays 2.
swing.
That was a terrible miss hit right there.
It just wasn't a fluid, athletic swing. I mean,
First game.
and Reilly does close it
3
out,
minutes.
leaves her at 2.
That's Aisling Reilly taking game number 1 here, 15-2 against Katrina Casey. And she will then have a 3-minute break, and of course we'll be back for that game number 2. But before we do all of that, let's go to Kara Mack, who's courtside right now. Kara, what's going on?
Courtside, yes, we are. We are on this other side of the court. I'm with Danny Cordova. You're coming up next right here. We're going to spotlight you. Can you talk a little bit about the match coming up?
I've played him before. I had some good games, especially in New York. I don't think he was playing 100% in New York, and I ended up beating him that game. He beat me in Juarez pretty convincingly. It was like 6-6. So I look forward to giving him at least a good game. His hops, I think, are going to be a big issue. I can't read. It's hard to read his wrists when he's serving. So I just look forward to playing my game, and hopefully I play well.
Luis Moreno is who we're talking about his strengths as far as the hops. What are your strengths, and what do you find is your biggest challenge?
Hopefully my serve. If I'm serving well, especially to the left side because this glass wall is kind of hard, I think that would be a good serve. I think that bother him, and I just have to like try to keep the rallies to 2 shots, just serve and shoot, and I think that's the way I could beat him.
Right now, we're witnessing your pregame ritual. You're rolling out. Anything else that you do every single time? Any superstitions?
I try to stretch, but I'm not very flexible. But nothing superstitious. Like I don't feel like I don't like stepping on the lines when I'm playing. That's all. That's my only superstition, I guess.
How important is it to you to finish this season with a win?
It's big. I mean, I got lucky again. I think this whole season, the season that my brother did well, it was a season that he was really lucky. I think he passed on his luck to me because everything has been working my way. Just every tournament, something happens, and I end up doing well. So I'm happy that I was able to finish strong, even though I had like 2. I mean, it was me and Schneider, and every other match was like Emmett, and I mean, all hard matches. So, but I'm happy I finished 7th place. And I hope I can keep it up next season. I think this gives me like confidence for next season, that I feel like I can kind of hang in here at least, and hopefully I keep playing like this.
A lot of huge feats you've had this season. I know a lot of athletes want to be known as that intimidating one, perhaps. But Sean Lenning last night, when he talked about his win against you, he just talked about how much he enjoys playing you. How do you feel knowing that you're one of those guys that everyone here really enjoys playing, and win or lose, it's a great match?
I enjoy, yeah, like it's the same with me. I enjoy every match. Maybe that helps, that they know that I'm having fun. That game wasn't that fun. I mean, I did have fun, but I couldn't do much. Like I know he likes playing well against me. I bring out the good in his game, I think, for some reason. and
Okay,
it's not
time
good
in.
for me. But at least I
Change
have
your
fun. They're
serve.
good games, and I learn.
Is there any piece
0
of advice that
plays
you've ever
0.
been given that you carry into every match?
Definitely the serve and shoot portion. I always try to think of just
Point.
serve and shoot it. And lately, like I used to not hop it that much because I didn't think it worked. And then like people started telling me, like my brother,
1
like, hey,
plays
like your
0.
hops really work, especially during the rally. So then I was like, okay, like I kept doing them, and I've been noticing that it's helping. So I've been doing that more.
It's really cool to witness the brotherly love you have with your brother here at these tournaments, and he speaks in another language to you as he's giving you advice on the sidelines. Is that part of your little mantra going on?
It just feels weird to speak with him in English.
2
I think
plays
it's
0.
And also like our opponents can't understand unless they speak Spanish.
Right.
But yeah, it's our little. It helps out, and it's good. Good to get his advice.
Good luck to you. Back to the women's finals.
Kara. And Casey jumps
Side
out to a
out.
very quick 2-point lead here in a side out. Reilly back into the server's box. She wins the first one 15-2.
0 plays 2.
Yeah, and you were asking what can she do, but you kind of answered the question with earlier
Side out.
analysis. Can she find an effective serve? And this might be it. She got
2 plays
an
0.
outright miss and took control of the second rally. This high, slow spider creeps the wall into that glass.
Well, that used to be her go-to first serve. So it's the first time we've seen it, really. Maybe Reilly defends that normally, but maybe not on this glass. And there's a great back wall kill shot there from Katrina Casey, now
3
0.30.
plays 0.
In America, serve renamed the Dominator, but that's, look at it creep that back wall, that spider.
A point.
Now you're seeing a little bit more assertion here, and
4
also the
plays
ball's
0.
being hit a little bit harder, struck by Casey, pushing it down the walls, especially that left. And there is a difference just in the feel of this second game.
Point.
You feel that sometimes after a first game loss that you come back
5
a lot more
plays
loose
0.
and say, well, you know, I know not what to do now. I can just come in here and be loose. What I don't know what it is psychologically, but
Yeah, I've just seen and experienced all possible combinations of ebbs and flows. And if I had the answer, I'd be on the upside more often. But that's just
Point.
totally different from anything Reilly did in the first game.
Time out, Ashley. 30 seconds. Score is 6 plays 0.
Ashley Reilly taking a 30-second timeout here. Watch this shot. Ashley goes for it. That ball skips in, and she quickly calls a timeout here, winning the first game 15-2, and Reilly now coming back here in game number 2, dominating just like Ashley did in the first one, up 6-0.
10 seconds.
Players waiting for the time to be called back in.
Okay, time in. Score is 6 plays 0.
Good shot.
There's some contact, no call. And Ashley might win this rally. I don't think Katrina knew that Ashley was looking back at the referee. Doesn't matter here. There was contact.
7 plays 0.
Yeah, contact or not, it's also changed. She did not get the swing she wanted at it, so that's. And once again,
Side
I
out.
had a discussion with a young player about this yesterday, but ball, don't lie.
0 plays 7.
Here's the contact here. Watch the feet. I believe this is where it happens. It was a kind of a
Point.
slight trip
Well,
right
maybe
there.
not.
1 plays 7.
Huh.
Yeah, it was after Katrina hit the ball. She swept over and kind of clipped the foot. If anything, referee, I can see why he didn't call it. Because more during Katrina's shot.
That's a play over.
Ooh.
Can you give each other a bit of room?
You know the ref's thinking about it when he does the old give each other room thing.
That's like a warning.
1 plays 7.
That's not the first time I thought the play was a little too close. It's the first time the player has responded to it, though.
See how close that is?
Yep.
Katrina putting her left hand out.
Clearing out space.
It was like a forearm shiver for her.
That's the best answer.
Side out.
I don't know if we have a replay of that. Of Katrina pushing
7
off.
plays 1.
Just get off me. Another good return.
Point. 8 plays 1.
We're at 8-1 here in game number 2.
Good return.
Side out.
Reilly goes right back down the glass.
1 plays 8.
Nice serve right there, and that ball might have
Play
made it,
over.
and the referee's going to play it over.
1 plays 8.
It just seems to me that Aisling Reilly would be one heck of a 3-wall player with how she can drive the ball and has so much power up front.
Sharp ball. Second serve. Point.
There's another point. Reilly staying in it.
3 plays 8.
Another long rally. I think Aisling had an opportunity there, went back down the right where Katrina was standing. Katrina then takes care of the rally and puts it down the right wall, and the crowd likes it here, and there's a side out. Here's a replay brought to you by MCR.
And you
8
could
plays
have
3.
queued up numerous other rallies
Yeah.
Casey's won. That's been her go-to move of hers today.
Back down the right wall. Watch out. Aisling sets up and puts so much power into this. It's going to be flipped back to the front wall, and she got it. And Aisling tried to go over the top to keep that ball down. And Casey gets another point.
Reilly showing us the second
9
good choice
plays
from
3.
that deep right position, and she executed it pretty well. Casey very tenacious to go get that.
Wow,
Excellent court
Casey
coverage.
just covers that court. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Kind
Reilly
of like
playing-
Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Casey the
Oh, come
Casey
on.
the glide.
Come on.
Casey the glide.
Timeout,
So
Aisling.
she's been so comfortable with that
Scores
deep
10
right
plays
kill
3.
shot. She had to up the degree of difficulty a bit. Just go bottom board from a higher position. Chest high.
Wow,
Snaps.
that is
That's Naughty
unbelievable.
Alvarado-esque.
Yeah, right. I agree with you on that. That was an unbelievable shot from Casey. I'd like to look at that one more time if we could, because those at home are just shaking their heads right now. You're watching the Players' Championship Women's Finals. Katrina Casey just made one of the very best shots we've ever seen on this broadcast. Look at this, and that was intended to go for that.
And not what you'd call textbook footwork, but it doesn't matter. She was at the moment of impact. She was so
30
balanced,
seconds.
just efficient, as I mentioned before. Just she's planted, clean, not getting the traditional weight shift of any. Oh, not that balanced.
That was unbelievable.
She had a firm back leg and very efficient arm motion.
10 seconds.
Very little room for error there, but she wasn't doing anything in her swing that was going to produce an error.
That was a really cool shot. 10-3 is the score,
Time
going to
in.
15, win by 2. First one went to
Scores
Ashleen Reilly
10 plays 3.
15-2. Ashleen, if there were a tiebreaker, would get the first serve.
That's second serve.
It's open again. This time Reilly camped out on it.
Side out.
Went to the well.
You can
once
tell
too
that
often.
Ashleen Reilly was anticipating something
That
to come
time
back
she-
down that
3
right
plays
wall.
10.
Yeah, she might be time to mix in a corner just to keep her honest.
But you saw what Ashleen had to go through to get that ball, running square into the side wall.
I saw a lot of that last night on the outdoor courts.
For different
three
reasons.
wall. A lot of dress shoes and people less than
10
ideal
plays
balance.
3.
High comedy. A little higher with Reilly in front. Oh,
Side out. 3 plays 10.
another tough
Point.
one mainly because of the glass.
4 plays 10.
I now do most of my research. I search various sites, the GAA sites, all the R2 for any information I can, but I always come back to
Play over,
Facebook.
play over, play over.
Facebook's become the all going, the all two.
4 plays 10.
Occasional surprise pops up there, but it's mostly sound information.
Short ball, short ball.
Some things I just read wasn't a surprise.
Second serve.
Powerful offhand, very little extra motion,
Side out.
and that setup generated by the surprisingly powerful serve return.
10 plays 4.
That was a nice left hand for Katrina. I wish everybody that posts on Facebook would kind of take the oath that LeBron just took, that he's not going
Side
to
out.
tweet anymore until the Cavs win.
Four plays
This is the
10.
difference.
Short ball, short ball.
It might
Repeat.
not amount to anything, but this is where
One agrees.
Reilly really applied
You
the
don't know.
screws
One
the first
agrees,
game
so
and
one short.
didn't open the door at all.
Second
And
serve.
Casey, on the other hand, has put herself out the last few times. She keeps returning
out.
serve with her offhand like that, though.
That is a
10
really good
plays
return of
4.
serve. When you have a double bounce a back wall,
Just the right height that it's going to cross the player with plenty on it, but not, as you say, not hit the back wall. This is, Reilly's got to be careful here. She
It's a
did get
side
the
out.
point, maybe because of the little extra reverse she got on it, but in general, her
4
power
plays
doesn't
10.
bother Casey. If it affects her aim at all, it might not be a
Point.
good thing to be swinging as hard as she can. That
Here's
first
a
game, I
5
thought she was
plays
so
10.
smooth. She's going to prove me wrong now by just bombing away.
wow,
Oh, it's
beautiful shot there from Ashleen Reilly. Gets the 6 point, Casey with 10. And now it's Reilly starting to pick away at the score. Replay brought to you by Tucson Rolling Shutters at TucsonRollingShutters.com. Look at this.
Oh, that's nice. That's a
6
keeper. She's got to
plays
keep
10.
that on her highlight reel.
No
Point.
timeout called
Thanks,
from
Katrina.
Katrina Casey. 7th point now for
7
Reilly.
plays 10.
Yeah, right. This is, I mean, Casey did just open that door a little, and boy, as Reilly jumped in, saying, I'm here.
don't know how Katrina got that back to the front wall. It's the 4th consecutive fish shot from Katrina
Side
Casey, and Reilly hits it into the ground, and there's a side out, 10-7.
Can you circle side outs on your scorecard?
Yes.
Is there a way to do that?
10, play 7.
It's just an S, and you just keep going around and around. Looks like the @ sign, sort of. It'll be tough.
Unusual bounce, but she scrambles and gets it. Oh,
That's a side out.
I like seeing her mixing that pace. Here comes the fastball, here comes the changeup.
7, plays 10.
Oh, I like that. And she did purposely take something off
Absolutely.
that.
After going all out in the one before down the right. Same thing there.
That's
Just
a point.
that's the tempo I like seeing
Timeout,
her execute
Katrina,
offensive
first
shots
timeout.
with.
And that is a timeout that I thought should have been called maybe a couple points ago, but Casey certainly taken it. Look at this
20 seconds,
replay.
Very smooth.
Super slow motion from RNA CPAs.
So she crunched one down the right at close to full power to earn that setup.
And then she slices that nice soft one down the right. Let's go to Kara Mack, who's in the gallery. Kara.
In the gallery with fellow Irish player here, Stephen Cooney. I want a quick breakdown here of what you're seeing. You saw Aisling take that first one, now a tight one here.
Yeah, she just came out of the blocks really fast. She started just overpowering Katrina, really. Sometimes it takes her a while to get into the game, trying to find distance with the wraparounds and stuff, and she wasn't seeming to find it because Aisling was just hitting it too hard, and she just ran away with that game. I feel Katrina's slow serve wasn't on form either, was coming around the walls, was breaking early, and Aisling was capitalising, so maybe the lob serve was working for Katrina at the start of the second game, but Aisling's getting back into this one, so it could go either way, but I'm hoping for a tiebreaker anyway.
You know these players quite well. What do you notice mentally going on?
They're just very calm. They take every game as it's their last one, and they play from there.
Score is
Thank
8,
you so much.
plays 10.
Back to the finals.
Thank you very much, Kara. 8-10 here. Casey had a nice, comfortable lead. And at the time that I said if this goes tiebreaker, it'll be Reilly serving first. And since then, Casey, I don't think has even scored a point.
Right. I think it was 3-10 at that time.
So it's 5 straight points now for Aisling Reilly. Unanswered. Should be a big enough setup to put it away, and she does.
Point.
You forget how fast Katrina Casey
9,
is, and now we're just
10.
1 point away from tying this baby up.
Sharp ball, sharp ball. A screen, sorry, a screen. The appeal, sir.
Either way, that's going to get
I'm calling
appealed.
it good, but a screen. Okay, you disagree?
I thought
thought
that
it
might
was
have
short?
touched the line. We might get video here.
You agree? So
I thought it was short.
2 serves.
Short
Yeah,
by
short
3
ball.
inches.
They didn't.
Line judges didn't get that right. Or maybe the line judges got it right, the referee got it wrong.
The initial call was wrong. He called it over the line.
Okay. And the line judges said they saw it short, so therefore
Side
he's
out.
given. I don't know. I'm confused now. Anyway,
10, plays 9.
10-9. Back to the roof. It was like Katrina had a system to start off game number 2, and that system's completely gone now.
Well, the evenly matched opponent will adjust.
Oh, I like that
Let
shot.
you snap on that one.
That's a point.
And we also saw early in game number 1, Katrina Casey was making some
11,
great shots.
plays 9.
And toward the middle part there, she was a shot maker. And that kind of went away for a little bit. Now it looks like it might be back.
like that corner choice. I didn't think she'd win the rally right there, but she did send the message. I'm not 100% down the right wall.
12.
And as a bonus,
Plays 9.
actually got the point.
Now you see Reilly trying to pump herself up. No screen call from the referee. Back to the roof for both of these women. Oh, and that is so tough to get that ball off that side wall.
So Paul did see that was close enough to say that he'd watch for it.
You can't appeal the screen.
That's right.
I'll
You
watch
cannot.
out for that. You can't appeal it, okay? 13 plays 9. Screen.
I'll watch for it, and I'm going to give it to you. And
I'm
look
going
at
to call
Casey.
it no matter
Green
where she
serve.
hits it. I'm going to call it.
Look at Casey here. She knows that this one wasn't as close as the first
You're
one.
hitting the wall straight in front of yourself.
You did the time before anyway.
Casey looks back at
How
Paul.
far
like,
away
what
from
do you-
herself does she have to hit it
Second
now?
serve.
No, screen.
Sorry, first serve.
Someone's going to get fired here.
Oh, that's a screen too then.
Ah. Big setup.
Yeah, there's a murmur in the crowd. They know what's about to happen.
That's point.
They knew, but she left that a little bit toward the middle of the court, and Reilly almost got her hand on it. Now
Timeout,
at
Ashley.
game point and a timeout at 14.
In a 15-point game, that is absolutely the right play.
Score is 14.
Ashley had her
Plays
hand
nine.
underneath that, John.
She did get to it, as you said, because it wasn't right down the right wall like some of her other ones.
This is a 14-9 game here, going to 15, win by 2. Katrina Casey loses the first one, 2-15, and she's trying to force a tiebreaker here. And this is that ball, right? I thought she was going to go further down the right wall. She hits it a little bit toward the middle. Reilly got her hand underneath it, but it is another point. And now
30
Reilly
seconds.
is trying to get something going here to where this tiebreaker doesn't exist. Casey wants to get one more point so we can go into extra innings. And if it does go to extras, expect a shootout.
Ten seconds. That's time in. Score is 14.
Yeah, I want to talk to you.
Sarah plays 9.
What time is
That's
it?
side out.
Right now?
9 plays 13.
Yeah, I think I would move on to the final.
It's a point.
Assuming they go to tiebreaker.
10 plays 14.
Okay.
Crowd really liked that shot, John.
The whole sequence, very entertaining.
Point.
And look at this.
11 plays 14. Point. 12 plays 14. Short ball, short ball. Second serve.
I don't know what happened during that timeout, but
Side out. 14
Casey back on the
plays
power serve
12.
now. Hasn't gotten the big one to the right, located the whole match. That was better. But Reilly handled it. This could be it right here.
and it is.
It is.
Katrina Casey has just forced a tiebreaker in Salt Lake City for the Players Championship in the Women's Pro Division, and she got that ball after she hits this nice sliding pass shot kill slash hybrid kill. She picks it up and then hits another kill shot in the front court.
Nitpick, but why didn't Reilly just stay home? She was too far away to really cover the corner kill. If she stayed where she was, I think she gets that ball back.
Well, we
That
don't
is
know.
a little nitpicky, but that's
is-
what I saw.
Right. Well, that's why you're here. That's why we pay you.
I
wait,
know,
wait.
you
we have a
pay me to walk around in my Hall of Fame blazer. This is just bonus.
We are going to take a break.
Here it is, right where she is. She might get that. She's going to try and play the cover. She's not going to get the good corner kill anyway. And that was a beautiful shot, but I coach, just make a choice on those setups. You're probably in trouble anyway, so just cover the best option you can.
We're going to take a break. We have about 2 minutes before we get back onto the court. Stick around. More handball action on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. Give us 2 minutes for the tiebreaker in Salt Lake City.
Get a remarkable clean with non-toxic and biodegradable Simple Green all-purpose cleaner. Safe for all washable surfaces, Simple Green can be used indoors and out. Keep your home and our world clean with Simple Green.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Since 1979, Tucson Rolling Shutters has manufactured energy-saving products to fit your lifestyle. Our rolling shutters are the ultimate in energy savings, security, and comfort. Our exterior solution screens reduce energy costs by protecting your home from the sun's harmful heat and glare. We ship our products to authorized dealers all across North America. For a dealer near you or to become a dealer, see our website, TucsonRollingShutters.com.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Okay, we're about to start the tiebreaker. 15 points for the Women's Players Championship. The
Yes,
two
sir.
clearly dominant women's players right now. Paul Brady has called time in. He has the authority to do more than that, but no, Casey's on the court. We're going to get it started.
Time
Reilly
in.
to serve first.
Aisling to serve first. 1 game to 15. Shh. 0 plays 0.
Reilly finishing the second game very strong. You usually don't say that about the player who lost the game. Her feet are moving well.
Side out.
A little too tough to handle. Jammed her a little bit coming out of that crotch. Still, she knows she should have kept it in play at least. And there's that down the right. She's just so comfortable with that today.
1 plays 0.
And she's also getting closer, honing in on that right side crack. It's going to be tough off the glass. Wow.
The side out.
Both
0
players clearly
plays
know
1.
the importance of a fast start here. Tough corner for the first point for Reilly.
Together at 1. Screen serve. First serve.
Taking something off it.
That's a point.
Rare unforced error from Casey.
2 plays 1.
That should be number 3 right there. Could have been a hinder. Oh, look at
Can't
2
miss
back
those.
to back. No, and not twice in a row. That's
point.
just unheard of.
Now Reilly has
3
points
plays
here.
1.
Seen
Side
a
out.
lot of points ending that way. Some kind of slow mystery ball
1
into that.
plays 3.
the dark hole in the back.
The
yeah.
dark hole, and I had a local explain there's an added thing
It's a point. I didn't
where
know
that
was
yellow line is in the back left. You can that's actually
2 plays
a portable
3.
office. Like that's another layer of glass behind the glass they're playing the ball off.
Right.
The side out. 3 plays 2.
During that explanation, we have to
Sharp
trade of
ball.
side out, so we're right back where we were.
Maybe we should talk more often.
I
I hate talking to you.
Second serve.
that's not what I was thinking. If we polled the audience on that, I'm not sure how well we do. Great return there.
Side out.
That's another deja vu thing. If she's just
2
generating
plays 3.
mad power with that left from the deep court. She's put Casey out. I'm sorry, Reilly out numerous times with that. Same shot of the same difficulty, and the left probably wouldn't have been returned. With the solid right side, it was no big thing.
It's a point.
What do you
Very
read
slow
into that? Yeah, what do
getting
you,
up here.
is that?
Together at 3.
It's like a hip type thing. What crazy bounce there.
Side out.
The ending of that party ball.
3 plays 3. Sharp ball. Second serve. A point.
Now that I guess technically an unforced error. It definitely should have.
4 plays
It's
3.
a little funny bounce, but should have gotten that to the wall.
Is that really just a player trying to slide the ball down that glass and just doing a little bit too much?
Yeah, just a slight miss hit, I think. I think she was aiming much higher. That could have been she's looking for the,
I'm
there's
going
a
to replay that.
visual.
Ashley. I'm going to replay that.
I agree with that. There's a lot of
4
visual
plays
obstruction
3.
there.
See, Ashling didn't hit the perfect shot, so she's really not going to argue. Oh, wow.
Goes right down the right
Side
again.
away.
And as small as Katrina Casey is, she really has amazing leverage.
Small and, yeah,
3
I mean, compact
plays 4.
swing, too. It's
She
really
hit that
something
ball
to see.
hard. Very direct. Another one that just fools her completely on
side
that
away.
left side glass, and another side out. Reilly leading 4-3. We're going to 15 in the tiebreaker here. Win by 2, so we might.
4 plays 3.
We're already getting extra play. Might even go further into it.
That's the tempo.
Point.
Boy, is she effective swinging that hard. I mean, it's so tempting when you're the
5
hardest hitter on the
plays
block
3.
to just bomb away endlessly, but She looks so comfortable at that speed.
Side away. Three plays 5. Thanks.
A rare first strike point.
Okay, I'm gonna watch out for it, okay? 4 plays 5. Screen serve.
I guess if you ask, I would save that for 10 or maybe a second serve. I'd save that screen question because I know I'm going to get one the next serve. Good concentration there. Casey unloads. Tough. Good concentration. Oh, by a whisker.
4 plays together at 5.
There we
5
go.
all.
Oh, what's going on? I just impossible to predict what's going to happen next. We've just seen
6 plays 5.
that a flat out unforced error and a couple other mishits on more difficult shots from Reilly now.
Oh, wow.
Where did this come from?
And then that miss.
Yeah, this is timeout time for sure. This is
7 plays 5.
to the roof.
That's a good spot to put it, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it creates that overhit. Look at that little flick. And that is so tough to get back. And Katrina sets that up with just a little underhand paddle, which you would almost say, what is she doing that for? But then you find out why. Watch this, John. Instead of an underhand paddle shot, it's a very lackadaisical Marco Chavez throw-in serve type shot.
I submit it's a neat.
Let's go to Kara Mack really quick, who's courtside right now. Kara.
Hey guys, I'm with Tom Sheridan here on the sidelines. We were talking a little bit earlier about how this last time that they played, and Katrina didn't want to talk to me about it when I talked to her on the sidelines, but the last time that they played, Aisling did actually beat Katrina. Can you talk about that match a little bit? I know you were watching it on TV there in Ireland.
Yeah, it was only a few weeks ago. Aisling completely dominated the match from what I've seen on the TV. Katrina, she didn't let Katrina into the game whatsoever at any stage. And Aisling has taken a bit of time off there recently, and she has drastically improved her fitness and her strength, and seems to be standing to her. Katrina, it looked like was going to dominate the ladies' game going back a few months, but Aisling has bounced back, and she's shown why she is the world champion.
For those who have watched these tournaments here on ESPN and through the stream, you've noticed Katrina just taking away players so easily that it's nice to see. It's fun to see this competitive match right now, but talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, this is anybody's game here. It looks like it's going to go down to the wire, and neither girls will give an inch or no, they won't ask for an inch either. These girls have developed a fantastic rivalry, and I think both of them kind of need each other to be in the game right now, because although we have some young good girls coming up, at the moment these two are just a little bit ahead, and you need both of them to be in the competition at any one time. And you can see with the standard, they're even pushing each other to newer heights. You know, I think the ladies' game, the standard at the moment is absolutely phenomenal.
Great. Thank you, Tom, and congratulations on seeing your success here in Salt Lake as well.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Well, I absolutely agree with the last thing he said about how these two are pushing themselves. A quality getting better in their matches. If it was just one not being pushed, not having any close matches, you'd probably not be seeing play like this right now.
Point.
And everything's ending on either a remarkable play or just an end of a very long rally. Yeah,
surprising play at the end. Yeah, at the end of a marathon rally.
You're not seeing a lot of hand errors on a first strike. It's always coming at the 40th shot or a remarkable 40 shot. I like that right there from Aisling Reilly.
Especially on the heels of those last few points she played. She's showing she still knows who she is. She's still got that shot.
9.
Gosh, that's amazing. From that close to the right wall, too, it makes it more impressive. That shot gets more difficult as you're closer to the side wall.
9,
not if you're Kat Casey.
A lot of side outs here.
Point.
I see what Reilly is saying here because Katrina did cross in front of her right before the shot, but Katrina was getting out of the way of the shot.
Yeah, I think that's a shot you got to let the player take. It's certainly not avoidable, and
her only other option was to stick on the wall, and then she would have been hit by the ball probably. Oh, that was weird. Not sure if that was a miss hit from Casey, and she's shaking her head. And Reilly, well, let's watch this again.
Yeah.
I think Casey mishit her left-handed shot here.
Yeah, that's athletics. Casey's mishit went in, and Reilly had a cleaner hit and just missed a tiny bit. It's unfortunate for Reilly.
Point. 12, plays 5.
Oh, nice shot right there from Katrina Casey. Now at 13-5.
13, plays 5.
And John, I'm gonna get these awards here and head toward the courts, and you'll throw it to me as I get one of these winners. Whether that's Casey or Aisling.
That's lead announcer stuff skills. I don't know.
I think you can do it.
And now we go. Now here's.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I might write this down for you.
What's your name? And we're just 1 point away, and it's nothing to stem this tide at this point. It seems very unlikely. Kat Casey on the verge of completing an undefeated
14,
race for 8 season. Passing her toughest test of the year.
That's a screen. Not the other ones. First serve.
And there, oh, just the best serve she's hit down the right the whole match.
Replay that.
That's it. There's contact there.
Two serves.
One more chance to hit that crack. She almost does. And Reilly
Side out.
earns another opportunity.
Five, plays 14. Side out.
Okay, we got the side out, and we're lucky to have David
14,
Fink in the booth
match
straight
point,
off his own
plays
5th place match
5.
to capture this finale here.
Dave Vincent will be
Short ball.
courtside, John, with the trophy presentation, and it looks like Katrina Casey is going to be going home with a lot of
Second
hardware. The
serve.
crystal, the cup, the medals.
Clean.
Her
sweep.
7th women's race for 8 title, if she were to win this rally in just 7 events, undefeated.
Play over, play over, play over.
We wouldn't want to end it on that. Oh, she's going back to spider creeps the wall. That's a beauty.
Ashling does well just to scrape that one off the wall, John.
A lot of tough shot. There's another one, yeah.
And Katrina Casey, John, is our Women's Race for A2 Players Champion for the second consecutive year. Outstanding performance, outstanding season, and she's got to feel really good, John, being really challenged here today, being taken to a tiebreaker for the second consecutive final and prevailing.
Well, yeah, what adds to it, I mean, she lost the first game 15-2 to the player who just dominated her 2 weeks ago in Ireland, and what a turnaround.
Yeah. And here's the last rally. Ashling Reilly lets this ball get behind her and just can't get enough on that. And Katrina Casey, our champion, she's just completely dominating this tour, and what a great, incredible champion to have on our tour, John. John, we're going to head down to Dave Vincent, who's courtside now with our finalist and our champion. Dave.
Thank you very much, guys. Here we are with Ashling Reilly. It was a tough weekend, high altitude, 4,337 feet, and I know that you remember this from last year. You didn't win. It was a tough tiebreaker. You have a tough opponent that you guys have been trading back and forth. What are your thoughts this weekend about the sponsors, the sports mall, your opponent, and what's happening here in Salt Lake City with the WPH celebrating its 10th year?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you know, the high altitude, and it's a major factor, but from the minute I stepped off the plane on Tuesday night, you know, I've had just a brilliant week, probably one of the best weeks I've had coming to a tournament. You know, Wednesday through Sunday, you know, it's just been smooth, everybody's been friendly, the sponsors, everybody in Salt Lake City, everybody's so welcoming, homely. And I've been to many tournaments, but this is probably, from the moment I set foot in Salt Lake City, it's been nothing but relaxing and stress-free, and that's down to WPH and the webcasting and all the fans here. So, yeah, it's been a brilliant week, so thanks very much.
Our finalist, Ashling Reilly, is getting the little award here for making it to the finals in Salt Lake City. Everybody put your hands together for Ashling. In August in Canada, Ashling Reilly will be defending her title. She is our current world champion in the women's bracket. And of course, I know that you want to have a strong showing there. And this is what you are training for as we move forward. It very well could be another matchup against Katrina Casey. How are you getting prepared for this? Is this tournament one of those that you put on the radar, or is this more of that vacation thing that you're coming to?
Yeah, I mean, after the All-Ireland Championships just 4 weeks ago, you know, I had a pretty tough time. 2 weeks later, I was in hospital with a virus and a flu and nearly didn't make it here. So, yeah, that knocked me back a couple of weeks. So this is April. Yeah, we go back next weekend. We have a doubles tournament for the Trials and Worlds. I play with Martina. So we're looking to put a good show on there as well. Then May we have, I say a break, but you know, we have to keep going, have to keep playing handball. June, July, August, you know, it's pretty flat out between now and August. So I'm looking forward to it, and the training's going well. So hopefully I'll defend my title and put on another good show for everybody.
And after that, hopefully we'll see you at race stop #1 at the U.S. Open later in October. But you know, that's obviously the rivalry will continue between you and Katrina Casey. Congratulations this weekend, Ashling Reilly, and good luck in the future, especially with the Worlds and the Trials and the Nationals and U.S. Open and everything else on the schedule.
Thank you very much. Thanks a million.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations once again. You have continued this win streak that is absolutely remarkable. In race play, Katrina Casey has not lost a match in race play, and you did it again. You're our players champion, and we have so much hardware to give you with this little body. And I'm looking at these trophies here. The year-in #1, that's the first one coming to you, Katrina. That's year-in #1. And with that, we're going to also give you the cup, which is the year-in #1. And so can you hold on to all this stuff? Okay, so here's the year-in #1 cup. And then you also win the champion trophy that we can put around your neck. We'll just set it in here, okay? And then this is also for winning this tournament. So that can go in. No, we're just going to give that back. All right. Absolutely. Once again, Katrina, You put on a show here. It was very difficult for you to do this weekend. I know that was a tough showing. And you are going back and forth with Aisling Reilly.
Yeah, it's a tough rivalry. Ashley came out very strong there in the first game, and her serves were good. Like, I wasn't defending them overly well, and she was killing off the back wall as she always does. So, like, I just wanted to come in and give a better showing, like, because I know I can play better than that. And I'd say in the end, really, it was just kind of a sheer determination that got me over the line. I'd say we were both getting a bit tired there at the end, and like, Aisling made a few errors in the last game like I was making in the first. So yeah, I'm just delighted to get over the line, and I'm sure we'll be meeting again in the future. I can't get away from her at all. So yeah, delighted. And yeah.
Well, you know, you won the Players Champion Award last year on the race 4-8. Your name is etched into this trophy here, and now we're going to etch it one more time. What does it mean to be the #1 player at the end of the year with not just the rankings, but also the Players' Cup champion, and win the tournament in front of all the sponsors and the sports mall and the ACE cleanup crew and the WPH?
Yeah, it means a lot to me, really. I put a lot of focus into playing in all the stops this year, and I had a great time traveling to the 4 stops, and like, it means a lot. I would have been very disappointed to lose in the last stop of the season, and I'm kind of sad, really, that the season is over, but we look forward to the US Open in October. And just like Aisling said, thanks to everyone who made the tournament so special, all the sponsors and all the locals here in the club, and we really enjoyed it, and thanks to the WPH as well, obviously.
Now, right before I came over here to give the presentation, and the guys back in the booth can appreciate this, I heard some guys out in the hallway say, how can that young girl that's so small hit the ball so hard? So you're the young girl in this scenario. That is so small. You have great leverage. Is that something you've developed? Have you watched video? I mean, there's people here wondering how you can hit the ball as hard as the other players in the tournament.
I suppose I just spend a lot of time on the court, and like, I still probably am hitting it as hard as Aisling would be now, and even I was getting a bit tired there, so the lob serve kind of stood to me. It was taking less energy, but my power serve wasn't going too well today. But I don't know, people probably think I'm younger than I am as well. I'm no spring chicken.
Aisling Reilly, she takes second place. Katrina Casey takes first once again. That's 2 years in a row here. Everybody put your hands together for our champion, Katrina Casey, who wins this. That's rather heavy. No. One last word here. You're going to be training as we move forward. I know that you're going to be looking at that World Championship as well. You said the U.S. Open. There's other things going on. 60 by 30 back in Ireland is very important to you. Yep. And the first immediate thing, I think, as we look forward, is the U.S. Nationals going to be played at Los Cab, which is some place that you're very familiar with. I know you have a whole laundry list of stuff going on in your schedule, but what's next?
Next weekend now we have doubles trials at home to make the Irish team for the World Championship, so that would be a great honour. Obviously I'm playing with my own partner from home, Aisling O'Keefe. We won the All-Ireland Championship next weekend, but our last weekend, but the trials are kind of a different story because people can team up from different counties, so we have some strong pairings in it and we'll give it our best. And then just looking forward to the US Nationals in June, and yeah, a long summer, a big emphasis on the World Championships, back then for the 60 by 30, like you said, and back for the US Open again. So it'll be busy, but I love it, so I can't wait for them all.
Hands together. One last time for Katrina Casey, our Players Champion, year-end #1, champion of the tournament at the ACES WPH Players Championship, as we have now the men's finals coming up right around the corner. Katrina, congratulations again. Thank you. All right. Back to you guys.
Dave, thank you very much. That was great to hear from Katrina Casey there. And John, I think it really comes down to Katrina just loving the game. You heard her say it. She's going to be playing virtually every weekend throughout the summer and into the fall as she prepares for various codes and various tournaments, and she does it because she just loves the game. And I think that's the real strength of her game, John.
It certainly enhances everything else. It's a key component for sure, because that's quite just listening to it just wore me out. Especially busy year because of Worlds.
Well, there you see Katrina Casey with one of those patented back wall, beautiful kill shots here, and we see Katrina Casey's just flawless footwork, and maybe not so much right there, but that's what she's known for, John. And John, for myself, Dave Vincent, Linda Manning, Chris Garrad, John Bike, all of our players and fans, I'm David Fink. You stay tuned. We're going to be back in just 10 minutes for the men's final, Sean Lenning versus Mondo Ortiz. Don't miss it.
This broadcast of the Players' Championship is brought to you by MineSight, the global leaders in mining software, by Tucson Rolling Shutters, by Mesh Clark and Rothschild, and by Simple Green. Simple Green's all-purpose cleaner's concentrated formula provides up to 30 times the cleaning value.